5 years ago, I went on a quest and I dropped 60 pounds. 4 years later, current day now, I have gained all of that back. It's 4:15. I'm awake. It's 11 degrees and I'm not going outside. I'm not gonna do it. My dog is incredibly excited to go on a walk. All right, it's 4:30 in the morning. Day one. And I've made it. Me and Flynn are out walking. I'm out here doing it, and I don't want to be on camera because I'm tired and I'm cold. So I read somewhere the best thing you can do in the morning is drink a bottle of water. It's supposed to get your body going or something. This place is freaking packed, man. I wanted to be here by 6, and it is 5:49, so I made it. I didn't think about breakfast, so I had one of these. Here we go. Alrighty, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. It's raining outside, so I did not go on a walk this morning. It doesn't take much to get in the way of the morning walk, it seems. Alright, it's day 13. It's 4 in the morning, I'm awake. Last week, I failed. I failed so hard last week, and it wasn't even, it's week 2, so this is me getting back on the bandwagon already. I'm not taking Flynn on a walk because it's cold. I'm just sitting down like a good boy, making my coffee, eating my breakfast, and I'm about to head to the gym. What's up, guys? This is the video I was hoping to post much later on in this series, but however, it didn't go so great. But first, before I get into any of that, I want to say thank you to everybody who commented or talked on the video or reached out to me or shot me a text or called me personally to say that I've got this. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, I failed you and I did not do it the first month. So as you saw in the footage earlier, when it first happened, I was going super strong. I was waking up at 4:30. I was actually waking up at 3:30 before my alarm went off, and I was just getting after it. Unfortunately, I was going to bed later and later and sleeping longer and longer, and then something clicked, and I was going to bed early, but I was also sleeping super late, and I was actually getting sleep. So there were some positive things that were happening. The bad thing is I just didn't know how to handle it, and I liked sleeping. Well, so I kind of veered off that path, and I'm right back to where I was and not doing much. So I'm gonna start with the positives instead of the negatives. So the positives are, I've actually been able to go to bed around 9 to 10 o'clock on most nights. I would say a good 3/4 of the month I went to bed before 11. But I really found out that the weekends were incredibly difficult. So during the week I was really good at getting to bed between 10 or 11, but the weekends would happen and I'd stay up until 1 or 2. Another problem that I ran into was work happened, and it's awesome, and I love that it did. I have 3 couples that are now under contract since I did the last video, which is amazing, but it totally derailed what I was doing because I had to stay up late and make sure the contracts were right, and I had to do all these things, which I'm happy to do. I just wasn't prepared for it. Now, is that blaming?
You said I wasn't prepared for it, which puts it on you.
Okay, good. Now, I really liked how I felt after the walk with my dog Flynn. When I was done with the walk, I was already awake, had already been out, I was already moving, and then I would go to the gym. I probably went to the gym about 50% of the time, so that was even worse than me actually going to bed at the right time. Now, when I went to the gym, it felt great. It felt really good to get out there and get active. The stretching was fantastic, lifting weights was great. I still hate cardio, that's never gonna change. I'm like stretching the positives right there. So now onto some of the negatives and some of the things that I need to switch and change. My diet was absolutely horrific. Acid reflux. That's not what that was. I only went to the gym 50% of the time. And I started sleeping like 8 to 9 hours a night, which I can't remember the last time I did that. Some people might say that's a positive, but that's not what I was supposed to be doing. So the part that I realized about 2 weeks in was that I started with way too much. I bit off way more than I could chew. So I was waking up at 3:30 and I was doing all these things and still trying to go to bed by 10 to 11 o'clock so I could still get everything done. Well, the problem was I didn't set myself up. I was still reading and I was doing things, but I lost one and then another and then another. And before I knew it, I was doing exactly what I've been doing for the past 2 years to get me into this mess. So moving forward, I'm gonna be more specific with what I'm telling you guys that I'm gonna do. I'm also not gonna try and do as much. So one of the things that I did know, because we're doing these videos whether I want to or not, because I have an excellent support system behind the camera with Lynn.
You said I wasn't prepared for it, which puts it on you.
I didn't go through the Taco Bell drive-thru as much as I wanted to. I still did it a lot, I just didn't do it as much as I was going to.
So for the next month, I'm really gonna rein in the diet. I'm gonna do some food prepping. I'll have some footage of that for you. And I'm also gonna start hitting the gym. I'm not gonna do it as intensely as I was. I might only do cardio 2 to 3 times a week instead of trying to get a lot of it in every time I went to the gym. I've got all year to do this. I bit off way more than I could chew. And so now I'm gonna try and just cut the little pieces of steak goals that I have and eat them a little bit at a time. God, I really love steak.
Is steak healthy?
God, I really love a number 7 from Taco Bell with chicken and soft taco when I'm having a drink. I'm 4, I'm sorry. And the last positive, because I always try and end on a positive note, is that even though I've already failed, it kind of switched my perspective a little bit. I was super jacked and I was super motivated and ready to go. Unfortunately, I wasn't being very realistic with myself. And I'm also not beating myself up. I totally understand that I've got time to do this. I just need to make sure that I'm actually doing it and I'm doing it correctly. So by failing so early, it's put that in perspective and it's given me time to switch what I need to switch. All right, so I said I would be specific. So I'm gonna be as specific as I can, specificity. I weigh a grand total of 263 pounds. By the end of the year, I wanna be at 190 or 195, depending on my mood. Is that okay?
That's funny.
Okay.
Yeah, that's funny.
And for the next month, I'm going to meal prep. So I'm not gonna be super strict with what I eat with Sarah. So at dinner time, I'm gonna kind of eat whatever I want because that's one of my favorite times I spend with my wife. But during the day, at lunch and breakfast, I'm gonna restrict what I'm doing. I've already downloaded MyFitnessPal. I'm gonna log on that. I'll give you guys my username if you want that. I will follow you if you follow me. I also want you guys to understand that I've got a lot of things that are going wrong. Like my ankle was broken like a year and a half ago. So I'm totally fighting, trying to overcome running on my ankle because I'm terrified. I have a rib in my back that comes out and I'm super overweight. I got a lot of stuff that's happening. However, I've been watching on Facebook recently and I see a lot of people that are posting just a ton of stuff about how they're having a hard time. I totally get that. Hang in there. You've got this. See you guys next time.